Hey, Llama here, and welcome to our next cave through run video. So this is the first of the two underwater caves that we need. This one, so in this cave, this is known as the easy water cave, although it should probably be known as the easiest water cave, because it can sometimes still be a little tricky. So to say it's easy is probably not completely fair. Now within this cave we've got some loot drops. You normally get 3 loot drops spawn in this cave. They range from blue to yellow to red drops, and you can get some pretty decent gear in here. You can get sort of capped Basilo saddle blueprints or saddles. You can get good scuba gear. You can get decent flak as well, and a variety of other stuff in the red crates. So pretty decent gear within the loot crates here. We've also got 3 explorer notes to cover off in this cave, and it also hosts the artifact of the brute, which is right in the last chamber at the back of the cave. So we're going to run through this cave today, just to give you an idea of the gear that I've got with me. Let's have a look what we've got here. So I do have a shotgun, and I've got a sword, and I've got some antidote, and I've got that because there is an on-land section of this cave which we will need some extra gear for. Now I'm also, you'll notice, wearing some riot gear and a scuba tank. I've got scuba flippers, which we'll put on now actually, and I've got a spare scuba tank just in case something goes wrong. But basically I'll be using the scuba gear to swim around and grab the loot crates that are underwater. And then when we get to the back chamber, there's an above water section that you'll need some weapons and some decent armor to get through, because there are, so unlike Ark Survival Evolved, where that section of the cave was completely empty, in Ark Survival Ascended it is not. So bats, spiders and scorpions spawn in that section, and they are cave level creatures, so they spawn at very high levels, and for that reason we also have some stimulant with us to help us make sure that we don't take a nap while we're in there. Alright, so let's head into the cave. Before we do that, let's talk a little bit about the Basilo. So this Basilo has, it's got just under 50k health, it's got 875 melee, so pretty high stats, and it's got a 124 Ascended saddle on it as well. But I want to be clear, so this is imprinted, but if I show you the stats, you can see it is not at all mutated, and it is in fact just bred from 2 tamed Basilos that I tamed going back a little while ago. So absolutely obtainable stats. This one's been leveled up a fair bit, and I've used it sort of going around killing alphas to level up chibis and things like that. So so if you're leaving obviously the underwater caves until last, then you can easily level yourself up a Basilo like this. This one's a little bit over the top for this cave, but you can also do the hard water cave with a Basilo with those stats as well. So, and we'll do that one in the next video. I think that's the next cave we're due. So, alright, let's head in. And we've already got ourselves a shark. What's that? So some of them, yeah, see that's a 190. So some of these creatures in this cave spawn up to level 300. And you can get a level 300 alpha, you can get a level 300 alpha megalodons, and you can also get level 300 alpha mosas in here as well. Tusos don't spawn in this cave, but they do in the hard water cave. But we don't have to worry about them in this one. Majority of things in this cave, so you get the electric eels, the electrophorus, you get mantas, lots of mantas, and megalodons. Really, they're your main issues. There's a lot of saber-toothed salmon in here. If you hit one of those, it triggers off all of them, but they're not really that big a concern. There we go, we got another megalodon there. That's only a level 40, so not too worried about that. So we're going to head through. As we go through, I'll point out the loot drop locations. As I said, only 3 loot drops spawn in this cave at any one time, but there are quite a few loot drop locations that we'll cover off. The first one of them being just here. So just down here on the floor next to me is where you sometimes find a loot crate will spawn. There is not one there today. And hopefully we get the 3 loot crates in here. Hopefully no one's been through this cave recently. We are on an official server, so I have absolutely no control over who does what when. And if someone's been through here before me, then it just means we don't get any loot crates, which can happen. Alright, get a little bit caught up on the rocks here. So there's 2 ways that we can get through here, actually. So we can go that way, or we can go down here, and there's a little tunnel thing that leads through, which takes us to this other side, where that level 40 Megalodon was. And we've just got some more eels here. We'll get rid of those. You can see they're 290 and level 110. So all of the creatures in here can spawn up to level 300. Alright, let's head on through. And had we gone through that that section that we were in before, we would have come through there and into here anyway. Now we've got this tunnel that leads through, and in here, I think it's just sort of, well, okay, bit of lag, nice. If we go around here, you will sometimes get a loot crate that spawns here on the floor. So keep an eye out for that one. That one's not here today either. And you will often get a loot crate that spawns up there on the land. Now nothing else, nothing bad spawns on this section of land, so you can actually just hop off and go and grab the loot crate if you need to, without any issues. It's perfectly safe. There we go. So we're going to keep going through here. Actually, I'll tell you what, before we do, there's this tunnel here off to the right. Now this is only very short. We're going to go through here. Now, here's a bit of a tip. When you're in shallow water and you're getting stuck, which does happen going through this section, and if the lag would allow me to actually get in there, it would be nice. You are actually better off going underwater to get through these things. It helps your vision as far as where you're at versus these little post things, but it also tends to stop the Basilar getting hung up on being sort of partly submerged and partly not. And just going to try and get... I'm getting... the server's particularly laggy today, and I'm getting pushed around a lot by the lag. But there we go. So you can see we've got through there now. And when we're underwater, when we're above the water, we tend to get sort of beached like this. And if you go under the water, it will actually allow you to push yourself through. So if you go under first person, there you go, see, then you can get all the way through. And so here we've got some ruins. I'm going to hop off here at this stage. Now you can see here, this is good actually. This is, well, it's not great, but I'm out of the water and I've still got this watery sort of thing. If that happens, that's a bug. Really the only way to avoid it is to submerge yourself fully in the water again and then get back out, and you'll find it sort of fixes itself. Don't know why. It's a bug. It's Ark. It's full of them. So sometimes you'll get a loot crate will spawn here. Again, don't have one here today. But if we go round here and up these stairs, we have one of our first explorer notes. So this is Rockwell record number 9, the first of 3 explorer notes in this cave. I'm going to head back down and hop on the Basilar, and now we're going to make our way back out of this tunnel, and same thing, so try and get through as best you can, but if you find you get sort of beached almost, then you can switch to first person and you tend to free yourself up a lot easier using that method, to be honest. You can always just park your Basilar at the front of this section and just swim in manually if you want to, but you do sometimes get eels and mantas will follow you in there, and that can usually signal bad news. Alright, so we're going to keep going around. There's only one path through this cave, so you can't really get lost in it, to be honest. And we're going to head ourselves into the next chamber. Now in this chamber you usually get a lot of sharks in here. So let's just have a quick preview of what we've got coming. There's a Megalodon, that's a 110. We've got, oh, that's a manta. Can't see too many, but let's just head in. Now, if your Basilow is not a great level and you're still doing this cave, then sometimes just inching your way in bit by bit is a good idea, so that not too many things aggro on you at once. You can also get alphas. You can get like alpha sharks aggro in this section. And again, if you do get sort of like a large amount of sharks and like a level 300 alpha or something like that, my recommendation would be to come in here, turn around, swim back out again, and try and lead half of the stuff out and deal with it outside this chamber. So there you go, we've got a 190, we've got a 290, and I don't know what the one down the bottom is. Can't be that high level, it's covered in blood. But they're mate boosted, and so they're still going to do a fair bit of damage, yeah. There we go, 260, that was the last one. So we had a 190, a 290, and a 260. So pretty decent levels, to be fair. Shame you can't tame them, they'd be good. Okay, so now in addition, we can see now we've got a loot crate down here in amongst a load of mantas. So we're going to hit the mantas, and that'll allow every manta in this little chamber to swarm us. And again, you can see the levels there. We've got a 280, we've got a level 200. You know, these are hard hitting. You do not want to be caught by these off of your Basilow for sure. And you can see everything else coming up here behind us. We've got Electrophorus, the electric eels as well. And so again, you do not want to get swarmed by this stuff while you're hopping off to get the loot crates. So make sure if you're going to pick up any of these loot crates, and definitely when you get to the artifact chamber at the end, make sure that you have cleared the entire chamber, because one of these things will basically, they'll just one-shot your scuba tank. That's why I've brought a spare, just in case. And if your character is not does not have suitable amount of health, they will one-shot your character too. So we're going to go a little bit further in here. I'm just going to make sure that there's nothing that's going to sneak up on us when we get off of the Basilow. We've got some jellyfish in here too. They're fairly slow moving, but you do get a few of those in this cave. And of course, if you're not on a Basilow, if you're on something else, they can dismount you. So if you're coming in here on a Mosa, for example, just be careful that you do get jellyfish spawn in this cave. They're not quick moving, so you can negotiate your way around them, but they are here. And they're a lot easier to spot, I find, a lot easier to spot in ASA, purely because they have this real bright glow around them, so you can see them from quite a way off. Alright, I think that'll do. Let's head over here to where this red loot crate is. Hopefully we're going to get something decent out of this. Of course, if you're doing this cave, we got another eel or two. If you're doing this cave, you can always tame yourself a Leopleurodon first, using some honey, and get that extra buff that will allow you to get better loot stuff out of loot crates, and therefore you can get some really good stuff out of these loot crates in here. I don't like the fact that we didn't kill that guy. Is he going to come back? He will come back, that's the thing. But let's see, let's just grab this crate, see what's in it. Okay, well that's pretty decent. I'm not going to complain about that. So that is a 124 max level Ascendant Megalodon blueprint and an Ascendant Tuso blueprint 124 max level. So well, that's pretty decent. Gee, both of those out of one crate. There you go. And I did not do the Leopleurodon buff, so who knows what could be better than those. Alright, there's that eel. Okay, so now we're basically heading into the last chamber. This chamber in here, we've got another shark there. He's just chilling. What are you? Level 160. Okay, should be fine. He won't be an issue. Or she. And she's not even mate boosted, so she's on her own. Didn't come across an alpha in here today. That's really where the easy water cave turns into the slightly easier water cave. is if you get an alpha in here, because that can really, if something alpha boosts like a 6 or 7, level 280 plus sharks, then they can do a lot of damage very quickly, along with the eels and so on as well. Here we go. Now we've got 100 Megalodon. Let's get rid of that. You can see I'm parked here right next to where the artifact is. So no real issues here with the artifact. It's quite easy to get to. You just do have to watch for all the stuff around it. Now there is also, and I'm going to try and get as close to it as I can, there's that little ledge there, which is above where I am. Sometimes a loot crate will spawn there, so that's worth keeping an eye out for. So sometimes you get a loot crate down here pretty much next to the artifact. And then here we have the artifact of the brute. Now be very, very careful getting off in here, because I can tell you now from experience that you can get these electric eels spawn in here. There we go. And they are hidden down in the ground. And if you hop off at the wrong time, they just appear out of nowhere, and you get hit by 4 or 5 of these things. You can see there's a level 270, a 190. You get hit by those and you're dead instantly. There's nothing you can do about it. You get paralyzed by their electricity, and effectively you will die before you're able to get back onto your Basilo, because you won't be able to move. So make sure that you do a quick whip around this chamber, and make sure everything is cleared out before you even entertain the thought of getting off to get that artifact. That is very important. Alright, so we're going to grab this artifact now. That is the artifact of the brute. But we're not done yet. So that's only really the first half of the cave done. Now the second half is here and is above water. And as you can see, we've got a variety of different things. We've got another loot crate up there. And we've got some stuff here that's gonna want to play. Alright, so we've got a couple of... someone's left some tames in here, which is fine. That's not an issue. We can, or should, now leave our Basilo. I tend to park them up on this ledge. It sort of reduces the chances of them getting hurt by anything. We got that water bug thing, so we're going to hop in the water and back out again. There we go. And now, more importantly, we're going to take off our shoes so that we can move a little bit quicker, and we're going to place a sleeping bag down just in case things go particularly badly. So we know we've got the Basilo there. We're going to put the Basilo on neutral because I think it's on passive. And we're going to grab our shotgun when the lag permits. Thank you. And we're going to head up this path. Now up this path we can see we've got snails. The snails are not the issue. We have a scorpion here. So this guy will be, I can tell you now, this will be a high level scorpion. And it will take a fair bit of killing. Now the reload on the shotgun isn't great, to be fair. And that's sometimes you may just want to switch to the sword. And the sword is predominantly for the Onyx, but I can tell you now, you get a 298 sword up against a scorpion, if you can hit it, and it does a fair bit of damage, yeah. So sometimes you're better off, and we've got some stimulant there just to make sure we don't take a nap at any stage. Now here's an Onyx, we're going to take this guy out with the sword, hopefully. I have brought some antidote in case we get the rabies, but basically best thing with these is just keep swinging above your head. Watch your stamina. You don't want to get caught You don't want to get caught by, again, falling asleep because you've run out of stamina. But you can see every now and again the red cross comes up. We're hitting this guy. There we go. We killed him. 175. Oh, there's another one. So we had more than one. But again, we do the same, take that same strategy, just basically just swing the sword above your head, walk backwards and forwards, and you will hit him and kill him. So now you can, of course, also be shooting with your shotgun. That's the other option, and the shotgun will do a lot more damage than the sword. It's just sometimes a little bit harder to hit them with the shotgun, because they're just free flying around you. I back up and then let him fly in front of me, and then he flies towards me and I can shoot him like that. There you go. That's a 265, which probably explains why it took a little longer to kill. Now we've got another scorpion up there. Maybe just one, hopefully. We can take this guy out. Shotgun reload is the killer, to be fair, but the closer they get, the more damage they take, obviously. And we do actually have the, oh, we got 2 more of these, and we do need to take some antidote because we are losing health now as a result of the mega rabies. Well, this guy's running around in circles for. Alright, that's the scorpions. And we got a couple of bats. Alright, we might just ignore those. Let's go and grab the crate. So we got, what is this? Lulu crate here. So let's see, look at that. Nice. 241 shotgun blueprint. Never going to say no to that. And now we can just run back down, to be honest. The bats will follow you, but they generally get stuck at one point on the trip down, and they won't follow you all the way down, as a rule. Let's see, did they follow us down? No. So there you go. So they will have got hung up somewhere up there. Now we're going to head over to the other side. And how many loot crates have we got so far? I think we've got 2. So we should have a 3rd loot crate somewhere, and I can see it already. It's up there. So let's now head up this path, and again we will find that, let's get some food and some health brews. We will find that up here there will be more spiders and bats and maybe scorpions, but I think the spiders are more likely up this end. So again, only a one-way path. You just follow it around. You can, of course, swim over and grapple up if you want to, but why would you do that when there's a path? Oh, and dung beetles. Watch for the dung beetles. All right, here we go. You are a snail. So nothing much has spawned up here, I should say. We've got a bat that maybe we should take out while we have the opportunity. Which I think I missed the opportunity. It's a fairly high level, that one. Was that 255 or something? Yeah. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. $155. It always makes me laugh how they will hover in front of you for the entire duration that you're reloading your shotgun, and the moment it reloads, they fly off. Alright, there we go. So we got another blue loot crate here, but as we've already seen, blue loot crates are not to be sneezed at. You can get some decent gear out of loot crates. And there we go, good example. A 124 Ascendant Basilo saddle. Not a blueprint this time, just the saddle, but hey, again, who's going to complain about that? Alright, so over here we have our second explorer note. This is the Tusoteuthis dossier. The big squid. So that is the second of our 3 explorer notes for this cave. And now we're going to head down here. Now, there won't be anything down here because we've already got our 3 loot crates, but I'll bring you down here just to let you know that down this path, there is often another loot crate will spawn here. And so when you come around that corner, you'll be able to see its glow. So quite often another loot crate will spawn here, and then down the bottom here, right down the bottom here, and we're going to get some more stuff down here. I can see already there's some bats. Let's see if we can grab their attention now. Here comes the other guy. And you can see these are not easy things to kill, yeah? So to be fair, I'm not the best shot, but this is a capped 298 shotgun. And so these are not sort of one-shot kills. These, you need to hit them a fair few times, even with a capped out shotgun to kill them. Now, if you're a better shot than me, you can do it quicker. But it's still not something where you can just plow on through and just, one-shot them before they hit you. There we go. Because these are high levels. And we've got another scorpion down here. Now, the other loot crate spawns pretty much here, where I'm standing at the moment. So that's where the third loot crate will sometimes spawn, I should say. So keep an eye out for that one. There is another way of getting to it other than coming down this path, because, and I'll sort of show you on the way out, but basically this chamber here is the one that you swim through. This is the first chamber where we hit all the sharks. So when you swim through this one, you can actually come up to the surface, hop off your Basilo and check this loot crate location out, instead of having to go all the way around the path like I have just done. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's head back out of here and then we can go and get the final Explorer Note cave. The final Explorer Note in this cave, I should say. So back the way we came, all the way back to the Basilo. You can obviously hop down here and swim to it if you want to, but beware of the fact that there may be things in the water that have either respawned since the last time you were in there, or that were just there and didn't pop out at the time. So let's do a reload and hop on the Basilo. And again, similar with this, sometimes you can just swim straight off of here. Sometimes you get hooked up and you need to actually do the first-person view to try and get yourself free of the rock. So you can see the artifact is respawned. We didn't bring an otter in with us, so we've got one. That'll do for the purposes of today's exercise. And we're going to swim through into the next chamber, which is so now we're going back exactly the same way we came in. Some stuff may have respawned as we make our way back out the cave, but generally it's pretty good. You'll find the sharks tend not to respawn, but often the eels will, and the mantas will. So I mentioned before, this chamber, you could access the loot drop from there. This is where we were standing when I said that. So again, if you swim back into this previous chamber, you've got direct access to where that loot crate was. And then if we swim over here, we've got a sneaky jellyfish behind us there. Alright, let's hop off. We're going to do the in the water thing, get back out again. No, it didn't work that time. Oh, okay. So, remember I said these things can one-shot your scuba tank. So there you go. Oh, it didn't. No, it actually one-shot... What did it hit? It one-shot my gloves. Wow, there you go. So I thought it was my tank. It did a fair bit of damage to my tank, because that's an Ascendant tank, and that was nowhere near broken. So that came out of nowhere. Alright, here we are. Please, finally. We have the last Explorer Note in this cave. This is Nerva Note number 9, the last of the 3 notes that you will find in here. And although that was a hard one to get, it's well worth it. to be fair. All right, let's head back out again. So as far as getting out of the cave, I mentioned it before, it's unlikely the sharks have spawned. Some of them might have, but even if you get them in high numbers on the way in, you won't get them in high numbers on the way out. You just head back through the tunnel that we came in by, and you know, if you haven't found all 3 loot crates at this stage, just recheck all those loot crate locations on the way back out again, and I'll show you 2 more as we exit. So just follow this tunnel all the way around like this. Gets us into this chamber here, where we go down. And so this is the entrance that we came in, and on this side on the way out, sometimes you will find a loot crate down here, around about where those eels are actually, so interestingly enough. Down here inside this chamber, a loot crate can spawn, so we'll get rid of those. We've got a shark up here as well. I think this was a fairly low level one if I recall. This one, it was here on the way in. We just didn't bother killing it and it didn't aggro on us. Yeah, level 40. Get rid of those eels. And then through here, and so the final loot drop location, or actually often the first, because if it spawns it's the first thing you see, is here on the way through, on the entrance, right at the beginning. So nothing had spawned there, but we did find all 3 loot crates, and to be fair, we got some pretty decent loot too. So let's just get rid of these eels. Oh, there's a lot of them, and jellyfish. So these guys have all respawned since we entered the cave, which can happen. And then we just head back out again. So we're back out the way we came in, and this is the entrance to the cave that we came in. You'll see as we go around the corner here, the cave will start to deload. We've also ran out of stamina at the same time, so slowed us a little bit. And we head back out of the entrance to the cave into the ocean. And we can see all people's little bases that they've stuck out the front of the cave so they can get in and out easily. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't already. We have now 2 caving videos left to do on this particular tutorial run through, and they are without doubt the 2 hardest caves in the game, in my opinion. So we have the hard water cave to do next, and we also have the hard ice cave to do, which will be the one we'll finish up this series on. So anyway, look forward to those. They'll be coming up soon, and I will catch you in the next video. I'm Llama, and I'm out of here.